You're watching the BET Black Men Summit. Here again, D.L. Hughley.
Now I need to hit on another issue that some see only as a woman's issue, reproductive rights. Is this an issue for black men that we should be focusing on? Our Kenny Burns and Vic Mensa hit the streets to find out.
You were telling me about your concerns with the next generation, and I'm wondering, does reproductive rights factor into this election for you and your decision making?
Oh, definitely. I'm definitely pro-choice. I think a woman should control what happens with her body 100%.
I think the reproductive rights aspect makes the choice for who to elect very clear.
Someone coming in and say, hey, this is what you need to do with your body. Like, we have never experienced that. And I don't want them to experience that.
And we need to stay out of that. I think we also need our government to stay out of those things as well.
I don't believe in abortion. Just being honest with you, I believe we abuse the right.
Is that a big part of your decision making this election?
For me personally, it's not high up there, right? I'm not going to say that it's not of importance. There's no disrespect to women at all, right? I come from one.
Oh, definitely reflects my vote. I'm a father of 4 daughters.
You know, my choice, my body and stuff like that. And it is. I'm not going to say anything, too deep into that.
With all these black women behind the camera.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't get jumped, you know what I'm saying?
When we empower and give women the right to choose in every aspect of their life, we as a society advance.
All right, we're back now with Kenny Burns and Vic Mensa. Kenny, man, do black men see reproductive rights as an important issue?
I think here we all believe that black women will say the planet correct.
Yeah.
We also believe that, at the end of the day, we come from a black woman, they should have rights to their bodies. We should not be in control of any woman's bodies. And as far as men are concerned, a lot of young men aren't ready to be fathers. And with this happening, it would put them into a place that they're not ready for.
Vic, what do you think? What do you think about that?
Many men I spoke to felt that women's reproductive rights were important to them, but not their top priority.
Sure.
However, the fact remains that maternal mortality rates amongst black women are exponentially higher in states with Republican-led abortion bans. As black men, our primary responsibility in this humanity is to protect black women.
Yes, indeed.
That's why we're here. And I think protecting black women begins and ends with listening to them about what makes them feel safe. And they overwhelmingly support the right to choose what happens with their body. A majority of over 75 to 80%. So I think that it's an issue of paramount importance to us and to me.
Yeah, thank you. Like there's this word radical, like it's radical for people to want to have control of their body. That's a radical thing, but it's not radical for a teenager to bear the child of a rapist. You got your R's messed up. That's just crazy to me. So, you know what I'm saying? So, speak to that.
Yeah, again, this is an issue because 45 was president. He put 3 Supreme Court justices on the Supreme Court who raised their hand and said, we would not touch Roe v. Wade. And then what's the first thing they did? They repealed Roe v. Wade, and it has had a heartbreaking impact on the black community especially, because when you think about the maternal mortality rates of black women during pregnancy and labor and delivery issues in this state of Georgia, it is 2 to 1, right, Cliff? 2 to 1. And so it hit close to home for me because Attorney Michael Harper and I represent the family of Amber Thurman.
Oh, wow.
This is a sister who, DL, is the first documented case that we are aware of where the extreme abortion bans actually resulted in a woman in a hospital bed with doctors who could have prevented her death, but because of concerns that they would go to prison, we believe they let her suffer for 20 hours while she was vomiting and passing out and turning colors And nobody told her family, her mother was there. Nobody told them that we're not going to treat her because we're afraid we might go to jail. And so it affects all of us, especially black men who have daughters. In fact, DL, we have Amber Thurman's father, Andre Thurman, here with us. And he can say how it affects black men more than anybody.
These laws have tremendously affected me. I lost my baby behind them. Letting her just sit there for 20 hours, didn't do anything. Well, I can't thank Kamala for keeping her name alive.
Yes.
And doing everything that they doing for us. Thanks.
I was born in 1964. I was the first one of my mother's children born with the full rights of an American citizen. My granddaughter, who was born in Atlanta, Georgia, my second grandchild, she was born in September of last year. She was born with fewer rights than me. It should not be, there have to be things that we agree on. And we can't be a nation that yells freedom when 50% of our population doesn't even have freedom to have autonomy of their own person.
Yeah.
And as black men, it is important. We know what it's like to not own your body.
Yeah.
Why would we want to do that to somebody else? What I don't understand. What do you think,
about what Donald Trump is doing? If Vice President Kamala Harris wasn't saying Amber Nicole Thurman's name, it would be swept under the rug. And so the choice is clear when you're talking about a woman's rights to choose. Who do you think is going to look out for our wives, our daughters, our sisters, our nieces? Who?
The reproductive justice is a black man, a black woman, a black people issue because of the history that you mentioned. For hundreds of years, we were considered chattel in this country, property of other people. Right? Black women were having the children of their rapists, who were the enslavers.
Right.
But you know what is also part of America's story? In the 1900s, the sterilization of black women. The sterilization of poor women. Millions of women were denied the right to ever have children because they were poor or because they were considered feeble-minded. And that was state law and federal. It was eugenics, but it was policy. And we are living in a time where people's rights are being taken, that autonomy is being taken, again, in policy, again, in law. And so we have to realize the intersectionality that black women are living with. They're dealing with the pain of being black, right? And also the promise that comes with that, but they're dealing with the pain of being a woman. And also the promise of that, where we, as black men, we do benefit from patriarchy.
Yeah.
We men. We benefit from sex. We benefit.
You
and it's all right to tell it.
That's enough.
It's all right to tell it. It's all right to tell it. But then
this ain't the Oprah Summit. Stop it.
Before I get to the, before I get to the mountaintop, because I'll do it here. Look, what comes with it is our power, and using our power to uplift the voices of those who have been made powerless.
Absolutely. Michael. What is this notion that that's not an issue that is supposed to be top of the ticket? The idea that's important to us. What do you think of that?
How many of us have daughters and sisters? Okay.
You see all the bald dudes in here? They got daughters. Wait, I mean,
yeah, exactly. I don't subscribe to the narrative that we are not in support of women's reproductive rights. I just won't subscribe to that. I think it's another narrative that they're trying to put on us to divide us. And I believe that historically, the civil rights movement was accomplished by black men and black women coming together. And I believe that right now, black women and black men are coming together when it comes to reproductive rights. Black men will always stand up for their daughters and their sisters and their mamas. That is a known fact. That is a known fact. So if you are one of those individuals who's thinking selfishly about this particular election and you thinking, well, you know, I'm not really feeling this because, you know, there's nothing in it for you.
Exactly.
Think about your sister. Think about your daughter. Think about your niece. Sometimes it is about us, but oftentimes it's about our community. And all of the women in our community deserve better.